Jean Miro's May 1968 encapsulates Miro's entire career, more or less. But not only that, it encapsulates the time. The time that I believe Miro would have been about 75 at this point. But when you look at it, you automatically notice two things. One, the Miro-esque forms that are there, the sort of this swoops, the solid colors that are kind of sectionaled and blob-like. But mixed with that is a massive amount of black paint. There's a splatter right at the top, and then it runs down the canvas. And there are handprints. Black handprints, about 7 of them. Some of them overlapping. At first, I didn't know this. I completely didn't know. I thought this was someone in the 60s or maybe the early 70s or probably the 90s even, referencing Miro. But that wasn't the case. This is Jean Miro looking at the history of art in his lifetime. Because it's all right there. There is the beginning, the turning of the century sort of forms that are coming forward to the art. Things that you were seeing from Braque, the Cubists, Picasso, of course. Then there are more biomorphic forms, in particular a sort of squid-like work at the bottom that very much recalls the work of the 1940s from people like Rothko, particularly Pollock. Kandinsky, of course, sort of very much referenced there. But then you get that massive amount of black and sort of a scribble mass of red right beneath it. How is that not referencing abstract expressionism? How is that not referencing the work of Cy Twombly, of Alfred Gottlieb to a degree, and the streaks running down? This is very much Miro working in the moment, but at the same time not forgetting where Miro was in 1925, 1930. This is a painter painting with all the art of the 20th century up to that moment. And it's a wonderful piece. And you can see how work like this influenced artists like Basquiat in particular. When you sort of look at it, there's sort of a more gallerist version of a Basquiat work here. And Miro, who often gets overlooked when conversations of 1950s and 60s art come, who I think absolutely should not be forgotten. Too often I think Miro and Kandinsky and Gorky to a degree are sort of lumped into this idea of modernists who are working in the modernist form but aren't of the important moments, who are important artists, but sort of the turns like abstract expressionism, like cubism even. And I think that's a shame. This is a magnificent work, and I am so pleased to hear that I may get to see it. Woo!